Alrighty, welcome back to Inside the Dam podcast, episode 2. And we have another good show for you guys today. Again, we are brought to you by Papa John's. Again, be sure to check out their student special, $7.99 large 2-topping pizza. Again, we are partnering with the MSU Athletic Department to bring you a more inside look into the student-athlete body here on Minot State campus. Our first guest will have a member from the men's hockey team, someone from the volleyball team for the second segment, and then we'll be talking to one of the head basketball coaches, so be sure to tune in to that one. But without further ado, guys, he's a member of the MSU men's hockey team, a forward, and a recent freshman signing with the team. Joey Moffat joins us. Joey, thank you for making some time today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And just talk about, we're going to start real quick here. Talk about just your first experience on campus so far.
Obviously kind of being familiar with Minot, seeing the campus, but, haven't really walked around a whole lot. But obviously walking around, you're seeing a lot of new faces, and, the people here are great, and, you kind of feel like you're at home right away, so it's been awesome.
Yeah, and you mentioned Minot. Just talk about your hockey career leading up to the signing to MSU. You have a little bit of a history in this town.
I kind of played juniors in Canada in my hometown for a few years, and then came to Minot, played with the Toros for a little bit, and then ended up in British Columbia and then in Alaska for a little bit, and ended off back in Manitoba last year for my 20-year-old years. So,
yeah, really cool stuff. And like you said about Minot, the Minot Toros experience, you had a couple games with them. Obviously, it wasn't a full season, but just walk us through a little bit of that experience going into some of your days playing in Canada before that.
Obviously it's a different kind of game they play down here with hockey compared to, Canada. It's a little quicker, a little less body checking and all that kind of stuff. So, it kind of opened my eyes up, and obviously having Waz there and having him being the head coach here kind of made that connection really easy. And kind of think it kind of helped me end up being here at Minot State.
Oh, that's really cool. And you mentioned Coach Waslinchuk. He's been an assistant for the Toros for a long time now. He's kind of taken more of that head coaching role with Minot State now, kind of taken a lesser role with the Toros, maybe kind of popping by here and there. But what's he been like for you? What's the interaction been, just how has he meant in your life here?
He's been great. He's one of those guys where you can talk to him about hockey, about life or anything, whatever you need. And, he made real easy transition coming near him, and Mac and Zims behind the bench there. They're great, so it's been awesome.
No, that's awesome, man. And I mean, talking about the team with a winning culture, what's that like going into that type of environment and really just banners? You see the 2 banners hanging up there. I mean, what's that got to be like going into a team with such high expectations every year?
It's huge. I think that's, a big reason why a lot of guys want to come to Minot State. They're a winning team. They always got a good team, and obviously playing with a lot of the guys and against a lot of the guys that are on the team, talk to them, they want to win, and you don't really want to be playing when games don't mean anything. So that's a huge reason why I decided to come here.
Yeah, we love to hear that for sure. And, talking about some of the teammates that have also played some extended time in Minot. I'm not sure if you ever played with them for a few games, but we had Jay Buchholz. There was, I'm blanking here a little bit. There was Jay Buchholz. There was also, I'm trying to think here, Bubba Kadolf. Mm-hmm. Have you had any interactions with them prior to Minot State, or had any games with them or against them at all?
Like? I played with Bubba for a little bit with the Toros there, and I actually played a full year with Buchholz in Canada there. We actually...
Oh, nice.
Me, him, Howard, and there's one more I'm blanking. Should remember, but we actually won a championship ring when we were in Portage there back a couple of years ago. So, that was awesome having those guys in the room.
Shout out Portage La Prairie. That's awesome. Talk about that experience going out on a deep playoff run like that, and especially in Canada.
It's obviously it's long, it's tough going on road trips, every second night, but it's kind of what you got to do to win. And obviously the playoff format here is a little bit different, but it's kind of the same thing. You got to go out and play your best and put your best foot forward, or it's probably not going to work out the best.
Yeah, for sure. And talk about yourself a little bit. What kind of game or what kind of style of game do you play? Obviously you're a forward on the team. What do you like to do on the ice during gameplay?
I'd probably say I'm definitely more of an offensive guy. I'm not overly flashy, not going to be the fastest guy on the ice, but I don't mind going to the corners, getting to the dirty areas, and obviously playing on a line this year with Jay Buchholz and Sheldon Howard there. They know where to put the puck, and I like to think that I know where to go to get the puck, and it's worked out pretty well so far this year.
What have been some of the practices like? We've seen some of the games have been really good, some close games even too, but just talk about the practice environment as well. What does Coach preach to you guys on the ice, in the locker room? What's that like?
Yeah, we just got to play a hard-hitting game, and I think our practices show that when we're doing battle drills, guys are going hard. Doesn't matter if they're on your team, guys kind of go at it during practice. Obviously on the ice you're getting a little bit mad when a guy gives you a little bit of a hack in the skates when you're practicing, but that's what you're going to be facing in a game, so I think it's good and it kind of prepares us for the games on the weekend.
Absolutely. And talking about some of the games, going to the game type environment now, you guys played against Liberty and Jamestown thus far. What experiences have you gotten from them, having played in Jamestown now for a game? What have those experiences been like? What have you learned from playing such high-level ACHA college hockey so far?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. You're playing against guys from, 20 years old to 25 years old, so you're going to play some older guys. They're bigger, stronger than when you're playing juniors, but, Jamestown's got a good team. Liberty's got a good team. You're getting hit every night. It's kind of tough, but obviously at the end of the day, when you get those 2 points, it feels good.
Talk about this past weekend against Liberty, a 4-2 win, and then a close 2-1, just a dagger by Carter Barley through the hearts of the Liberty Flames there. Just what was it like, late in the game? What was running through your head as that game was going on and it was still tied and it seemed like nothing was going your way? Their goalie was phenomenal. Just talk us through, what was that game going through your head as it went on?
Yeah, obviously it gets late in the games, and, those games for our rankings are huge. You tie that game and it doesn't go in for a win, even if you win in overtime for the rankings. So obviously we knew we wanted to get that last goal, but I thought we were outplaying them the whole game. We were getting chances. It was just a matter of time before the puck was going to go in the net. So kind of just said, stick to our doing what we're doing. It's going to work.
And it definitely worked indeed, and you guys just stuck through the process, and, it worked out in the end for sure. And coming up this weekend, you guys have the Midland Warriors, and they're kind of a different team as opposed to these other two. I believe going last year, they were kind of in the hunt, but also not really just absolute world beaters per se. The best way to put them. They were pretty average, 500, kind of in that range, but obviously you don't want to overlook them. So a homecoming matchup this weekend, what are you guys expecting out of this one?
Yeah, for sure. I think no matter who we're playing, we got to play kind of to our best level. We always play, we know we're a good team. We just got to play the right way and, not play down to whoever we're playing, or, like I said, put our best foot forward. So obviously it's a big weekend with homecoming, kind of hoping to have a good crowd there. So it's going to be fun.
And good crowds. They've been coming out in full force this past weekend. Not bad there for the Mesa Arena Pepsi rink. We're just about out of time here, Joy. And again, we thank you for making some time. But talk about goals for this season, for yourself as a player and for the team as well.
I think personally just kind of playing a 200-foot game. A lot of guys can put the puck in the net on our team, and obviously the tough one's keeping it out of our net. So I think that's the biggest one. Then obviously I think our goal is going all the way this year, and I think that's everyone in that room believes we can do it, and we just got to go out and do it.
Yeah, the potential is there, and they've shown it in the past. Again, we talked 2 banners earlier, and again, it's going to be a really exciting season coming up, and we look forward to watching you, Joey, along with the other MSU Beavers. Again, that's Joey Moffat, forward from the MSU men's hockey team. Thank you for making some time today, Joey.
Thank you very much for having me.
We're going to take a quick break here, guys. When we come back, Caleb will be joined by Hailey Wathen of the MSU women's volleyball team. Again, you're listening or watching, either or, to the Inside the Dam podcast brought to you by Papa John's. Again, check out their student special, $7.99, 2-topping large pizza. And with that, we will take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to Inside the Dam, brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. We are joined tonight by sophomore outside hitter Hailey Wathen. So, graduating from South Hill City, South Dakota, Hill City, South Dakota.
Hill City, South Dakota.
There we go. You competed at the state level in volleyball and basketball, and you were also the state champion in medley relay track, correct?
Mm-hmm, yep.
So, yeah, thanks so much for being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so even in high school, you were like, you saw a lot of state competition, and like, Hill City is like a smaller town, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like 500-600 people.
Like 1,000.
Wow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alrighty.
It's like a little suburb of like Rapid City. So yeah.
Okay. So that's like, even for like a big city, seeing so much state, like so much time at state, that's really impressive. You want to talk about a little bit of your high school career in athletics?
Yeah. So in volleyball, my senior year was the first year Hill City Volleyball has ever made it to state. So that was a really like big accomplishment for us. We got 8th, but it's just like to be there and like compete was so much fun.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
And in basketball, my junior year, we made it to state, but we couldn't compete because of COVID.
Yeah.
And that was the first time like the girls basketball team has made it to state in 25 years. So
yeah, so that's all really impressive.
yes, so we were all so excited for that, and then COVID hit, and then our senior year came and we lost by 2. We like make it to the state tournament, so that kind of sucked. But in track too, like we went to like the state like meet every year and like place and everything. So yeah, that was good.
Yeah, congrats on that. That's like,
thank you.
That's better than a lot of people can say.
Thank you.
So you are an outside hitter for Minot State, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what does that exactly mean for anybody who might not know?
So an outside hitter is like on the left side, and pretty much all you do is like just like hit, like pass and set, and then like you pretty much only hit. Outside hitters can pull back to serve receive as well. Pretty much like you have to like know like where to place the ball. Like if you're like out of system or something, like the outsides you pretty much get the ball every time if you're like out of system or whatever. So you got to be able to figure out and like just be smart with the ball.
Okay, so like a lot of like setting up plays for your teammates and making sure that everybody can get back into position.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel like the season's been going so far?
Obviously hasn't been the best, but every day in practice, like I go into practice thinking like, all right, this is a practice where I can get better and where like I can be positive towards my teammates, even though like we have a losing season, but we just have to be positive, honestly, get through it. Like we've been so close to winning and stuff. We just have to have that mentality to keep going even when it's hard.
Yeah, for sure. So like, what are some of the things like you'll do in practice to like, how do you prep for game day and stuff like that?
Yeah, so for sure we look at film, know like what like exact players do, who to like target, do like certain plays, certain like blocking footwork, serve receive, just like the basics pretty much. And then like we can scrimmage at the end, like doing like certain drills and stuff to like get us prepared for like the next match we have.
Okay, awesome. So, the season has been a little bit tough. You did touch on that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, like despite that, how do you like feel like where do you want to see the season going, and like what are some of your goals, some of your team's goals, things like that?
Yeah, obviously we want to win. That's like every team's like big thing is to win. Just like I want to see us like every game like improve. Like if there's something like we were struggling on last game, like I want to make sure like we work on that and like improve for like the next game.
Okay. So I guess my next question for you would be like, what is like a personal highlight that you've had so far this season, and what would be like a personal goal? Like what do you think you could like do different or anything, if there is anything?
No, yeah. Personal highlight, in like certain games, like people have like the opposing team has been like targeting me lately, and sometimes I get like really nervous, like down on myself, but I've been like being positive towards myself, saying like, oh, I can do this, like getting through it. Something that like I like kind of like want to work on, or like a goal, is to be like more positive, like to my teammates too. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I know like they're feeling down, or like they're just like being negative and stuff, but I want to like be that person like that they like know that they can come to and like just be positive like towards them.
Yeah, that's respectable, man. So like, is there anything that you guys do to like build team morale and stuff like that, and to be positive to each other? Like, any team rituals or anything of the sort?
Yeah, like sometimes before games and stuff, we like make TikToks, like to, like funny like viral like TikTok sounds or whatever, just like to get the vibe going, get that positivity going before games and get us like pumped up. Like, so TikToks, listening to like music, just like having fun with each other like before the game.
Yeah, love it.
For like all seriousness kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. You got to keep the vibes fresh.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how it goes. So, okay. One thing that I heard. So I heard, rumor has it, you got a nickname, Ice. Is there a story behind that? I gotta know.
Yeah, so everyone like back home, back in Hill City, like that has been my nickname since second grade. So even my teachers, like my friends, call me Ice.
Yeah.
So third grade is when second grade is when I got it. I was on this traveling basketball team. Like,
Okay.
we were just crazy, like little basketball players.
Yo, I remember like back in the days of like elementary basketball. Wild times, fond memories, crazy times.
Exactly, it was fun. So was one game. It was like we were at a tournament. It was our last game. We were all tired. I get the ball and it was like 3, 2, 1, and I shoot it. And then I just like kind of stand there. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then my coach was like, "Dang, Hailey, you got veins like ice." It just stuck.
So just dropping that straight fire on the buzzer.
Oh yeah.
Ice in the veins.
Oh,
We
yeah.
love to hear it.
So that was funny because he was my basketball coach back then, and he was my basketball coach up until my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
So everyone calls me that. Like, I would write it on my papers.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
So it was funny, like coming here, then everyone calling me Hailey, and then like when I would hear like the word ice, I would look, and would, like,
Hey, yo, someone call for ice in the building?
Exactly. So it was funny, just like coming here, everyone calling me Hailey because no one called me Hailey back home. It was always Ice. So
Oh man,
that's funny.
That's really cool. That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
So, like, coming to Minot State, why'd you pick Minot State above like every other college in the United States?
I love the campus here. It's small, and I'm used to a small type of school.
Yeah.
Like I only graduated with like 35 kids, and then coming here, like, just the environment is so nice. Obviously the weather is a little like it took me away a little, like the coldness, but I'm used to it. But no, and like meeting new friends and stuff, like I got like blessed to be on the volleyball team and like meet these new friends because I'm kind of shy, so like I'm just like thankful like I got to play here, and just the campus is so beautiful. I love it here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, like, what major are you going into, or are you currently in?
Yeah, so I was in exercise science and rehab, like going to be like athletic training. And then this semester I changed it to physical education and like minoring in like teaching like health classes or maybe like coaching. I'm not sure yet for another minor, but like maybe like teaching PE for sure, and minoring in like teaching health.
So yeah, like definite ultimate goal is to like teach health and stuff.
Yep.
Like, where do you see yourself going?
So I eventually like want to move back home. I love it there. I love it in the Black Hills. Always been my home. So yeah, just I know they're looking for people there, so I'm pretty much guaranteed a job, and I'm excited. Like,
Awesome.
and I'm obviously like used to that environment, so like I'm excited.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. That looks like it might be just about as much time as we've got. So
Okay.
thank you once again.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
This was
thanks for
fun.
being here. That was sophomore outside hitter Hailey Wathen. Thank you so much for your time. All right, so we're going to go to a quick break, and after that break, we'll have Alex with the men's basketball head coach, Matt Murken. Once again, this was Inside the Dam, brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. Make sure to check out their $7.99 two-topping large pizza student deal. Thank you for your time.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Inside the Dam podcast. Tonight, I have with me men's basketball head coach Matt Murken. Thank you so much for being here tonight with me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me over tonight.
Yeah, of course. So, I heard that you're starting off your 12th season here at Minot State.
There.
Yeah,
it might be 11th. I don't know. It's somewhere around there, though. It's in double figures for sure.
Does it feel any different coming into the season, or does it just feel the same?
No, that's part of why I love being on a college campus is there's kind of these different ebbs and flows in every year, right? So I'm one of those people that's, whatever you want to say, a little bit of a nerd or whatever. I enjoyed school. I loved school. And about the time I got tired of it each year, it was summer vacation, and I could go do my thing outside and be a kid and stuff like that. So then when I got done, or as I got older, I chose to be a teacher. So I was a teacher for a few years and coached at the high school level and the junior high level. And then after a little bit of that, I started coaching at the college level and really fell in love with that. But the fun of it to me is the new group of people every year. Even if you have a lot of people back, you never really have everybody back. And even if you don't have a lot of new people, you always have some new people, right? So to me, that's the fun of it, is you have this new group and you want to see how they fit together, both as people and as athletes, to try to make the best possible team. So it's every year's unique, and I love it every year.
Awesome. So like you said, you like having new people come in because it's a little different every year, right?
Yeah.
But you did lose some key players, Max Cody Dwyer. How are you expecting to fill those holes? Because they're kind of big holes.
Yeah, those guys were really good. It's really cool. Just kind of working with some things. We were looking through some of the all-time records, and I've been the only coach that's been at Minot State in the D2 era. I kind of got recruited up here to coach, just like a lot of people get recruited up here to play when we made the jump to D2 from NAI, and there's been some challenges along that route, but just kind of looking through some of the record book stuff here in the off season when we had a little bit of time, in the single season stuff or the single game stuff or the career stuff. Max, Cody Dwyer and Melvin Newbern are all kinds of mentioned in those record books.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really cool for those guys, and really helped us have the last two seasons some really good seasons and finish in the upper half and meet some of our goals. Not all of our goals, of course, but a lot of them. And those guys all graduated and moved on, and two of them were playing professionally, and one of them had the chance to and chose not to. Cody chose to kind of start his career off the court, which is great for him. But yeah, big shoes to fill in some ways, but also just really excited to have the new guys, and that's kind of the fun of it, is seeing who's going to step up, whether that's guys that are new here at Minot State. We have 4 transfers in and 3 freshmen that are new, so 7 new people. And then, then we have some other people that thought they might be playing a little earlier before the whole COVID situation, and then Max and Mel and Cody Dwyer came back. Sit and wait their turn, and we're great teammates and all that stuff, and maybe played a little or maybe didn't play at all or not very much, but then they're back now and have their chance, so that's exciting for them too. And we'll find out, I think they've been doing what they need to do to be successful, but as any athlete knows, when you get into game time, it's just a little bit different feel,
right,
and you have to be ready to go, and that's a big step. I think it's one of those things that all of us that have coached and or played sports realize, it's a bigger step than what people think to not only go from the high school level to the college level, but then you go to the Northern Sun Conference, which is maybe the best in some sports. It's definitely the best in the country, for D2. In other sports, it's really high up there, top 1 or 2 probably in a lot of sports. So making that jump to playing every day, that's a big deal. It's tough.
Right.
And it's a fun challenge. That's why we all do it. We love it, and we like to try to rise to that challenge. But excited to see who does that. And the cool thing for me as a coach is last year we had a lot of returners, and we probably thought, oh, that guy started for 3 or 4 years. He'll probably start again and probably play again. And now it's like we meet and we talk as a coaching staff, and we're like, man, there's maybe 12 guys that could play a lot or go somewhere from playing not a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean we're not going to keep coaching them or try to get them better, but it does mean they have to sit on the bench,
Right.
you know,
Lots
because
of
only so many
options.
people can play. So that's going to be fun this year and challenging, and probably change from game to game who's out there a little bit.
Yeah. I was going to talk to you a little bit about the NSIC, like your guys' conference.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, it is one of the hardest D2 conferences, if not the hardest. But I don't know what that looks like for basketball. So who in the conference do you really need to look out for this year? Or
Yeah, it's always really good, and it usually ends up where if you are the top 1 or 2 on either division, you're probably going to play in the NCAA tournament for sure, and have a great chance. And usually the team that, I think our region has won a number of national tournaments now, maybe 7 of 8 or something like that.
Wow.
It's really good.
yeah,
In our region, just the Northern Sun and the MIAA, who we also play some games against down south of us, and then the GAC as well down south. So really good. There was some teams in our league that finished above us, Minnesota State, Moorhead, and Minnesota Duluth, who have a lot of their guys back. So I'd expect them to probably be a good challenge again this year and be some really good teams. And we also beat both of them, and they both beat us. So we went 2-2 against them. And Northern State was really good, and they have a lot of guys back. And we went 1-1, so we split 3-3 against those 2 teams, those 3 teams, which is good. But hopefully we can continue to knock them off and maybe continue to climb up the standings.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see. Like, you guys had a great season last year, but I think it would, like you said, all the newcomers, plus you've got a good chunk of returners too. Like, it'll be fun to see what you guys can do this year. And you guys also have an upcoming scrimmage against Dickens and State coming soon.
Yeah, it's really cool that we get a chance to play an open scrimmage, and it's open to students or public or whoever. It's always fun to do those. As athletes, sometimes they have the closed scrimmages and sometimes they're open or whatever. And we'll have some closed one too. But really excited about the open one. Hopefully some people can come out and just check it out. It's on the 22nd, which is crazy that it's coming up.
Yeah,
I mean, that
real
fast
soon.
already, right? So a week from Saturday, this will be such an awesome weekend with homecoming and everything going on. And then don't tell our guys, but we're going to give them the weekend off so they can get off. So. And then they don't know that yet, so I don't know if they're listening or not. We'll see if they might ask tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll like that.
And then because there's a lot of cool activities here to go to, of course, and support our teams. And then a week away from playing a game, I think we play at 3:00 on the 22nd against Dickinson State. So, we're probably going to play at least 12 different guys. So come out and see the new guys. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to hit the ground running again. And then we don't really play at home for another month after that. So,
oh, wow.
I don't think we start for real until about the 11th or so, the 10th or 11th of November. And we're gone our first weekend or week and a half or so. So this will be our, first chance to kind of get out there in front of people and play a game.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Everyone's very excited to see what you and the team can do this year. That is it for Inside the Dam podcast tonight, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.